Hello world, I'm Farsight, and welcome back to Techtonica. So today we're going to start a new game and see where we go from there.
Warning, structural integrity failing. Emergency resuscitation of all personnel initiated. Exit this facility and report to Production Terminal Lima.
I won't be reading a whole lot of things because I'm not really a voice actor. To kind of give my reactions to the game as it goes along, we come out here and the first thing we see is this miniature factory. Yes, it's a factory building game and it's underground. We can see the rock. Some of these pieces appear to be corroded, other appears to be working, and it's behind a window. Maybe we can get back there.
Identified. The Assembled Nations Industrial Expedition to the planet of Calyx.
Planet is Calyx. This is an industrial expedition, not a military one. And the Assembled Nations sounds like we are in a post-war reality. Grab some of the spare parts, emergency supplies, and dig. So now we know that it's got elements of Minecraft. Diggy, diggy hole. I don't have to be real good about the holes. I just need to get through to the outside world.
Hello? Can you hear me? Your suit can't transmit a voice or ID signal, but my sensors are indicating you're out there. First things first, check in at that production terminal. I need a second set of eyes on how badly damaged it is.
That's Sparks. I like Sparks. She's a cheerful voice. So, check in at the production terminal at Lima. Still giving us... This is all tutorial stuff. So, yeah, we can see what we need here to repair the terminal. We need some iron and copper ore, which we don't have.
This terminal is cooked. Mining drills were the only buildable tech I could recover. Try crafting a few with materials from some of the chests around here.
Okay, so we have some tasks in the upper left. Build and place a mining drill at a nearby iron or copper vein. Well, that's an iron vein over there. Let's build one. Okay, there it is, and it's on function key. And I'm just going to rotate this to put it right in place here. I'll kind of put it out to the end. I don't know how much space is going to be required around these yet.
Task inbound. Mining drill. Must be built at an ore vein and fueled with plant matter.
Okay, so now our task is build and place 3 drills. We have 2 more. And while that's going, he said put stuff in boxes. So there's a box. There's a box. I saw some more boxes back here. So we need iron and copper. I have a hunch we'll need more iron than copper, so if we need to place 3, let's put 2 of them here. I'm going to give a little extra space there. And now we'll go put the other one on copper. They also mentioned that we would have to fuel them with plant matter. Okay, we can snug this down. Let's kind of half on and half off. Let's not do it there. Yeah, how about there? Yeah. That looks like we've got lots of copper in front of it.
If you need fuel to get those machines running, try harvesting a few plants. They'll forgive you.
Okay. Now I have, as usual, I messed around in the settings before starting the game, and I've got some key rebindings I've done. So for instance, one of my mouse buttons I've bound so that I can hold down the mouse button to one of the thumb buttons and grab things. Now, I don't know how much fuel I'm going to need, but let's kind of clear out a flat area here. Just take a second to do this. It's not a big job. Like we got several different kinds of plants on the ground. And these Pelago shrooms. There's a little pop-up on the lower left that tells me what I'm picking up until I pick it up. So for instance, these are ember stalk, which we can't pick up. There's a light stick fragment. It's all corroded, but it's still lit. Interesting. I wonder what the lore is behind having something that's clearly that old still working to emit light. Dum-dum. So up in the middle of the screen, top dead center, we've got these little things that are popping up saying you grabbed some plant matter, and it says, oh, that's 100 so far recently, and I've got 2156 in my inventory. So, I'm going to take it back to the end of the flat spot. I'm going to go back into the cave. So, let's put some fuel in these guys. So it stacks to 500. I'm going to split some stacks here. Let's put just 62 or 63. Well, let's see. I can do 125 consistently. Do 125 in you, and 125 in you, and another 125 down here. And now we just need our 15 iron ore and 15 copper ore. So the game highlights interesting things for us. So it's got a shimmer that goes across the iron area, and a shimmer that occasionally goes across these machines, keeping our attention drawn to them. So when we face one of these, we've got an inspect. Down in the lower left, we can see not only the contents of it, so 116 fuel and 23 ore, but we can see its rates. So this is consuming 9 fuel per minute, and it's producing 25 ore per minute. So I'm just going to hit spacebar on that to grab the ore. That's more than the 15 we need. And over here, we've got 26. Okay, we're good. So we can now turn in the iron ore and the copper ore and repair the terminal. Boom.
Good work getting that ore plugged into the terminal, Groundbreaker. If you weren't on my crew, you should have been. For the next phase of repairs, you're gonna need a scanner. The tech for it unlocked automatically when you fixed this thing, so open up your crafting menu and build one.
Okay, so the crafting menu, we've got several tabs worth of things, most of which we don't have anything on. We could build some research cores, and we've got some intermediate parts. If you need to build something that uses the intermediates, it will automatically build the intermediates for you. Thumbs up. And utility. So we have a scanner. We'd never seen it before, which is why that little plus was there. We can build one. As it just puts it on our bar down here. I don't like the way it arranges the bar, so we're going to clear the row. And I'm going to put that on 1 and the axe on 2. And I'm going to put the miner on function key 1. And the research cores will put out F10. I don't know when we're going to need those, but probably soon.
Task inbound. Scanner. Scan machine fragments to restore tech tree access.
Okay, scanning machine fragments. Well, that's why these are glowing at us. Smelter fragment. There's 1 of 3, so we need to scan 3 of them. Cool. So we open T to open the tech tree. And we see that we've got 2 rows open. So what happened was when we repaired Lima, it opened up the second row. In order to use a technology, you have to have opened up the row. And I'm going to jump ahead of here in the tutorial a little bit while I'm discussing this. This takes 5 purple research cores, so you have to dedicate 5 cores. You have to build the 5 cores in your inventory, and you have to place them in the world, and they'll come up here, and then you dedicate 5 of them to this technology. So as you get more and more technologies, you have more and more cores built out in the world that are dedicated to remembering those things. Now, you pick up the cores, this number goes down, and it can go negative. You don't lose the technology immediately. Later on, when you put the cores back, it'll creep back up. So if you want to learn any new technologies, you have to put out enough cores to handle the old techs plus the new one. Anyway, so that's the deal on that. So it's going to tell us we need to do 5 cores.
Warning. Research cores required for activation of new technologies. Refer to tech tree for current core manifest.
So we need to build 5 cores. Before we do that, I'm going to run around and scan all the rest of the machine fragments. Some of them are cool. This is for long-handled inserters.
Your mining drills won't be able to get you everything you need to build the rest of those research cores. Situations like these are why we always left chests with backup components kicking around.
So we scanned the long inserters, and those are on a research tier ahead of us. But we're going to scan everything first to get it out of the way. As we scan these, it literally rips them up and out. And it gives us some parts back. With the lights, it gives us a light. Notice those are down on the hotbar on 3. We can also scan the plants. Including the ones we can't pick. So we have scanned a few things. There were some corroded things over there. The reason why I'm doing this is that it gives us some materials that we would have to scout around to find these anyway. And I want to do it now while I'm in a scanning mood. Yeah, got it. So we're going to run around and scan things like crazy at some point, but not quite yet. So we need to craft and place 5 research cores. Well, we can make 9. Let's make 9 of them. We also need to collect 20 iron ingots and 20 copper ingots. Ooh, can't do that until we can make smelters. Can't make smelters until we've placed the science. We've got to make the science. So there's our A, then B, then C. We'll place these anywhere. There are some back here, but I don't like how small an area this is. We could fill this up and end up not being able to walk through. So I am going to put these out in the middle where I can easily walk around them. Not in the middle, but over here by the wall. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Research cores constructed. Smelter technology available for activation in tech tree.
Yeah, there's the 5 for the smelter. We can put it on the other 4. Get them out of our inventory. And now, notice that we have hold to activate here, so we can activate the smelter. And now we can make it.
Technology activated. Proceed with construction of smelter.
So let's see here. Smelter, oh, that's tech tree. I need to go to the building area. Let's put this on F2. So you mouse over it and then you hit the key. And there it is down on the second button up top. Oh, and we need to make them. We have 3 miners, we're going to make 3 smelters. And they're pretty quick to make.
Task inbound. Smelter. Supply with ore to produce ingots. Requires plant matter for fuel.
Okay, so we're going to have some miners that we give fuel and get back ore, and some smelters that we give ore and get back ingots. So we're going to put all of our copper ore in there. And gosh, I can just keep the smelters absolutely full. I'm going to let the miners run out. They'll do their 125 and stop. I don't know how much, how many of these we're going to need. And if 125 is enough, then that's good. So we want to fuel him. Oh, and we really want to split our iron ore 2 ways, and we had some in our inventory. So the easiest way to do that is grab it all and bring it down here, and I'm going to say 250, split you, merge, so we now have 214 in each one. Boom, and boom. Oh, and he gets fuel. Boy, I kind of dumped all of my fuel in there. Now that's going to run for a bit. I am going to jump up here and scan this light pole, and some more plants back here I can grab, and more things I can scan. So let's go do that. We need to wait for the ingots to be smelted anyway. Oh, and we have a terminal here. Yep.
These were training and information terminals, Breaker. Scan them and then open up your databank to take a closer look at anything that hasn't been scrambled or lost.
Okay, so Databank, anytime you scan something, it'll put an entry in here, and they'll have some in-game lore. It's like an in-game blog entry about it. And some of the information over here is interesting in terms of game mechanics, and some of it is just background. It's all kind of cool. So for instance, if we had multiple light sources and it showed a brightness of the light source there, I saw that out of the corner of my eyes. 2,000 lumens. We have multiple light sources. We could look at that and we could see which ones did better light than the others. Oops. There's another light post I can scan. So if we wanted, we could put some lights down. We are underground, and that does become important. We grab all of the glow-in-the-dark plants. It gets pretty dark. Okay, so we're still smelting, but we now have enough copper and iron to satisfy Vector. Did I mention that I like the soundtrack for this game? So let's go do the turn-in. That leaves us with a few ingots, and we're still smelting over there. Tier unlocked.
Terminal upgraded. New technology and crafting schematics available.
Okay, so new technology. Opened up the third row, so terraforming, there's nothing added. There'll be stuff on the left that is added the moment you open the tier, and then the rest of this we have to unlock. So we got conveyor belts and inserters and containers, which we will actually need to turn in. And here's our long inserters, and they happen to take 4, so that worked out perfectly. While we're scanning things,
Upgrade module scanned. Additional tech tiers or cores may be required. Open tech tree to review.
these upgrade modules are higher tech items that require more tech than we have yet. But if you scroll up above the top, somewhere we're going to see these are technologies we don't know anything at all about. There, we unlocked suit speed 2. So when we finish with Lima and do the first one of Victor, we can tell from this over here, we should then be able to unlock suit speed. And for construction, there's something in construction we unlock in the final tier of Lima. Cool. So, what do we need to do here? We need to build 2 containers, 4 inserters, 45 conveyor belts, and a whole bunch of that stuff. So what I am going to do is I am going to pause for a moment. I'm going to design a layout that automates all this using belts and inserters and containers. So we'll have a container with fuel, and it'll put the fuel on a belt which will deliver it to these units. And then we will move from one to the next, and then we will take the outputs out. And we'll use that with this stuff. So conveyors, let's put this on hot buttons. How about 5, 6, 7, and we'll put that on 10. We're going to need a lot more iron and copper to do this. So what I will do at this point is I'm going to call this an episode. And at the start of the next episode, I will come back having, I'll place 1 more of each miner and 1 more of each smelter. We'll put some fuel in them, and we'll get a whole bunch of ingots out. And then I will make the appropriate number of inserters and boxes and belts so that we can then automate these guys. So, yeah, we have plenty of room. We are set to go. I will see you in the next recording. Enjoy.